Many people dream about success, but very few are willing to wait for it. A simple farmer once received a mysterious seed from an old traveler. The villagers believed it was useless, but the farmer believed something different, and his patience would soon reveal a powerful secret. Imagine planting a single seed and months later discovering it could change your entire life. That is exactly what happened to a humble farmer named Thomas. But before the miracle happened, he had to face doubt, patience, and the laughter of an entire village. This is the story of the farmer and the golden seed. Stay with me until the end of this story, because the lesson behind this golden seed may change the way you think about success.
The Farmer and the Golden Seed. Long ago, in a peaceful village surrounded by wide green fields and tall mountains, there lived a humble farmer named Thomas. Thomas was known throughout the village as a hard-working and honest man. Every morning before sunrise, he would walk to his fields and begin his work. His life was simple. He grew crops, sold them in the local market, and used the money to support his small family. Thomas was not rich, but he was content with what he had. However, one year something unexpected happened. A long drought came to the village. For many months the rain did not fall. The rivers slowly dried up and the soil became hard and cracked. Farmers all over the village began to worry. Without rain, their crops could not grow, and without crops, their families would have no food. Thomas looked at his dry fields and felt concerned, but he did not lose hope. Every morning he continued working, preparing the land and waiting patiently for the rain. One day, while walking home from the market, Thomas noticed an old man sitting beside the road. The old man looked tired and weak. Thomas immediately stopped and offered him some water and food. The old man gratefully accepted. After resting for a while, the old man smiled at Thomas and said, "You are a kind man. Your generosity will not be forgotten." Then he reached into his small bag and took out a tiny golden seed. The seed sparkled in the sunlight. The old man handed it to Thomas and said, "This is a special seed. Plant it with patience and care, and it may bring you great reward." Before Thomas could ask any questions, the old man stood up and slowly walked away. Thomas looked at the golden seed with curiosity. He had never seen anything like it before, but he trusted the old man's words. When he returned home, he carefully planted the golden seed in the corner of his field. Every day he watered the soil and protected it from animals. But days passed, then weeks passed. Nothing grew. Some villagers noticed Thomas watering the same small spot in his field every day. They laughed and said, "Why are you wasting your time? Nothing will grow during a drought." But Thomas ignored their words.
He believed that patience and hard work would eventually bring results. He continued caring for the seed day after day. Then, one morning, something amazing happened. A tiny green sprout appeared from the soil. Thomas was filled with excitement. He carefully protected the young plant and continued watering it. Slowly, the plant grew taller and stronger. Its leaves were bright green and healthy, even though the rest of the fields in the village were still dry. Months passed. The plant continued to grow until it became a beautiful, tall tree. One day, golden fruits began appearing on its branches. Each fruit shone like pure gold in the sunlight. The villagers gathered around Thomas's field, amazed by what they saw. They had never seen such a tree before. Thomas carefully picked one fruit and took it to the market. A wealthy merchant examined the fruit and said, "This is extraordinary. I will pay a very high price for it." Thomas sold the fruit and earned more money than he had ever earned before. Soon he was able to help his family, repair his house, and support other farmers in the village. But despite his success, Thomas remained humble and generous. He continued sharing his blessings with others. One evening, while walking through his field, Thomas saw the same old man again. The old man smiled warmly. "You planted the seed with patience," he said, "and you cared for it even when others doubted you." Thomas thanked him sincerely. "But tell me," Thomas asked, "what made the seed so special?" The old man replied, "The seed was not magical. The true magic was your patience, your kindness, and your hard work." He continued, "Many people want quick success, but they are not willing to wait. They give up too soon. But those who work with patience and faith will eventually see the results." Thomas understood the lesson. The golden seed was only a symbol. The real secret to success was dedication, persistence, and belief. From that day forward, Thomas continued working with the same honesty and patience that had brought him success. And his story became an inspiration for everyone in the village. Moral of the story: success does not come from luck alone. It comes from patience, hard work, and believing in your efforts even when others doubt you.